Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to talk about the expansion for My Little Scythe, the 1 to 6 player game called Pie in the Sky. This is published by Stonemaier Games. We're going to go ahead down to the table here. I'm going to show you what comes with the expansion, what it does for the game, and we'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. So this is the My Little Scythe Pie in the Sky expansion. And what you're going to get with this game is going to be a couple different little things. You're going to get some extra new tokens for things. You're going to get all the pieces that you're going to need for the 2 extra factions. You have the little foxes here. They look really cool miniatures. And you have the owls. So those come in the game and you get all the little pieces that you need to have the 2 extra factions in the game. But one of the coolest things you're going to get in the game is a new airship. So this is the new airship you get to move around. Now this is a cooperative airship, so everyone gets to use it. You're going to get new seek actions here. So you're going to be able to either pick up goods with the airship or move the airship. And everyone's going to place that on their player boards. So you get the new cards to go over top of the existing forager action. You're also going to get a couple additional cards to go in the deck. So you get these 2 new event cards. So you can pick which one you want to do in here. You can top, bottom, or nothing. And you get something for each of them. So you get the Sky Pirate and Captain Mayorstone. And here's your 2 upgrade make actions, new ones you can get that are better, and you have 2 new upgrade move actions that you can get. You also get these cards that you put inside. This one's going to hold your cargo hold. The biggest thing in this expansion or change is that you get to place the goods that you capture with a crane from the ship onto your little player mat, and you can use these at any time. So in the base game you have to leave them on the board, but with the airship you can put them in here. The other thing the game changes is you now can have, well, let's go over this real quick. So you have these, and each of them have a different ability that can be fired off when you use the airship. So some of these are one-time abilities, and you can put your little trophy on these to mark that you used it. Sometimes there are multiple abilities on here that you get to fire, or multiple times you can fire off abilities, and you'll notice little pictures on here. This is a suggestion that you can use this with that faction, but you can actually just randomly hand these out. So, and there's tokens for some of the abilities they do that are really cool in the game, like this unstable portal allows you to place it on the board, I believe where the airship was, onto any airship space, and you can act as a portal for your own seeker, but you can also replace any number of apples and gems being carried through the portal, so you can actually just switch it up. So it's really neat. So you can jump from portals. And in the game, the base game, the portals are always adjacent and they're evenly spaced across the board, so you can jump across the board or whatnot with that. So there's some really cool additional abilities in there that gives a little bit more depth to the game that are really nice. And like I said, there's a ton of one, but there's one for every faction. And this one adds additional rules for the airship when you're playing single player if you wanted to with the game. So that's nice. And as a side note, it also adds more achievements that you can write down and stuff that you meet during the game, so different milestones. So that's really nice. It also adds a additional forager die. All right, so this is going to be what you can do on the die. So if you roll it, you get if you can get a trophy, or you can get a 6. Now in My Little Scythe Pie in the Sky, the trophy limit has been now increased to 5 instead of 4. So the game ends when someone gets 5 trophies instead of 4 trophies. So if you roll this trophy and you don't have any trophies, you're gonna move 5 spaces. If you gain a trophy, it'll be 4. If you get another trophy, it'll be 3, and so on. If you roll the 6, you just go 6. So there's a couple different things to mention and we're going to mention how the airship movement works in the game. There's a couple cool things to talk about with the airship. So when you get to move the airship, so you get to roll that seeker die and you get your movement on there, you get to do a couple different things. So when you move your airship, you move it one in space at a time, and it doesn't interact with a lot of stuff on the board. So it can't go through portals. It doesn't care about what's underneath it, so it can go over other players and whatnot. And like I said, when you roll that die, that's going to be the movement that you're going to get for that airship. Once the airship lands on a spot, if there's an apple or a gem there, you can take one of them and you place them in your cargo hold on your card. Now, if the apple or gem is on a space that you left your airship on that has an opponent on there, you can still take the apple or gem, but you're going to lose 2 friendship when you do that. So when you place your resources on this cargo hold, you can use them at any time. You also have an airship ability that you can potentially use, like we talked about before, at the same time. So like this one here is the gem sonar. You may add 1 gem to the airship space, gain 1 friendship or heart if the space is occupied by an opponent seeker. So basically, if you do this, you're going to go up on the friendship or hearts, and you are giving a gem to another player. So that's what that ability does. If there's not an opponent there and you put the gem down, it doesn't do anything for that gaining friendship. So an opponent doesn't have to be there. Now, one other thing that I need to mention too, other than it can't go through the portals, it can go over them. But it can't go jump from portal to portal. It also can't go in the castle free spot or on the home bases of any of the players. So that is the other main restrictions to the airship. But in general, what you're going to be doing with that airship again is you're going to be moving around the board. You're going to be trying to collect either an apple or gem with the airship. Put it on your cargo hold. The stuff on the cargo hold, again, you have your special abilities for these cards. Stuff on the cargo hold is safe, and you can use it at any time for either making deliveries or whatever you want to use it for. And like I said, there's a lot of different cards, at least 1 for every faction in there. And that is basically what you get with the expansion, Scythe, Pie in the Sky. We'll be putting out a review on the base game so you can get more into the rules of this, but this is basically what you're going to get with the game. Let's go ahead back up to the table here and I'll give you my final thoughts on Pie in the Sky. Okay, so My Little Scythe, Pie in the Sky is a wonderful expansion for the base game. And I would highly recommend it if you have the base game, that this is a great add-on for the game. Now it comes, besides coming with like 2 little extra miniatures factions for the game so the kids can pick for more stuff, the more substantial thing it adds is the airship and the extra die. I think the airship is a great addition. It gives a way to have kids protect their goods a little bit instead of having to have their goods on the table and have to worry about pie fights to lose their goods to other players. So it gives a little bit of flexibility on there. It gives a little bit more for kids to think about during the game and gives an extra piece for them to move. You can do a lot with it, but also it's just nice to have something else that is simple. It's not super complicated for a kid to use as a strategy. So it gives multiple different strategies for however they feel like they want to win the game. Because again, it's a kid's game and it's a very, very good kid's game. If you have the base game, My Little Scythe, I highly recommend picking this up. Not just because it fills the missing slots with your factions, which is also nice to have it all filled up in the base game, but also because of the added airship element that it gives, and the extra little player cards that you get in the game. So it's a very good expansion. I like it a lot. It doesn't add too much more to complexity. It goes along with the game. And if you like Scythe, the airships in Scythe, that expansion, Wind Gambit, is like an iconic expansion for the base game. So this is the iconic expansion with the little blimp for the base game. But like I said, it adds more to the game without adding a ton more complexity. It fits in really well with the game. It gives kids more choices for the little figures they want to play with. It gives kids more choices for what they want to do on their turn without being complex, because it just adds to that foraging action. So I highly recommend My Little Scythe, Pie in the Sky. Thank you for watching.